Good morning. Hey, hello. Can you hear me? Yes. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for attending this open space. This is the sixth open space that EntreComp Europe project is organizing with regard to the employability and enterprise pillar. EntreComp Europe is a project funded by the European Union to support the adoption of EntreComp framework as a useful tool to reinforce entrepreneurship and sustainability among SMEs, small and medium companies, and citizens, all of us. So EntreComp Europe is working with young people, with teachers, mentors, and also with SMEs, all those people that want to become entrepreneurs and workers in order to develop a more creative and resilient culture. In this sense, today, I am glad to introduce and to present two very interesting initiatives that work especially with women entrepreneurs. The first is, Eva Fabric. She's going to tell us some amazing initiatives that they are developing in the European Center for Women and Technology. And secondly, my colleague, Marta Diaz from the Spain Chamber, she's going to explain us the PAEM project. Is a project that a program that we are developing in the Spain Chamber for more than 15 years, I would say, and that supports women entrepreneurship. And she will also present some interesting cases related to science and technology. So I'm glad now to introduce Eva Fabri. Eva Fabri is the director of the European Center for Women and Technology. Eva Fabri has wide experience in European issues. She knows pretty well the EntreComp framework, and she has developed amazing initiatives to support women entrepreneurs to become more resilient, creative, and powerful. So Eva, when you want it, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carmen. And I'm really very honored and happy to be with you all. Let me just share my screen with you because I think this is the prerequisite for us to start. If okay. Let's hope technology will function because at this moment I see you see my screen, but unfortunately the change of the slides is not operational. So let me just see what is causing the problem. I'm very sorry for this break, but that's technology. It's going forward, but not backward, okay? Sorry, guys. Okay, thank you. Now, at least, finally, we are on track. So let me start by saying the following. I would first and foremost like to say express my very special thanks to Carmen and members of both Spanish Chamber of Commerce and EntreComp, and also my dear friend Elin, who we in ECWT regard as the EntreComp guru, and also the person who has initiated my invitation for making this presentation for you today. I would like to begin by recalling my very special memories when Elin, you were so kind as to invite me for the first time to the Brussels launch of Bantani Education. And already there we saw a very first brainstorming on development of entrepreneurial learning and skills across lifelong learning sectors. We who were there, we were impressed by your dynamic and innovative approach and the passion and expertise you radiated, and felt that in one way or another, we really would like to be part of the movement that you were initiating. Uh, Actually, during the years that have passed by, we have only had a few common activities, but I think we always, in one way or another, try to connect to EntreComp. ECWT, as you know, I am having problems actually with the full screen, but let's see if it will work out in the future.
Do you want me, Eva, to share your slides, perhaps?
No, I just want to see if, do you see it now in a correct way? Okay, so initially I would like to say a few words just about ECWT, which myself and 15 other organizations founded in 2008. And as I believe most of you know, that we are not based in Brussels. We have our secretariat in Oslo. And until the pandemics, we were, however, very often organizing events in Brussels, as ECWT has 30 national point of contacts around Europe, and a bit more than 100 leading multi-stakeholder members, and is endorsed by the European eSkills Association as the leading community for women in the digital economy and digital transformation. Under the annual EU presidency conferences, we are since 2011 regularly organizing flagship events for what is called safeguarding the gender dimension, focusing on women in STEM. As for example, we have done in Budapest in 2011, in 2014 with Women and Girls Go Digital in Athens, or latest in Cluj in Romania on women in STEM startups during the European Commission's annual events also around women in ICT. But let's start with our core agenda. And again, I don't know. Okay, let's hope the slides will move as the right way. So let's go to our core agenda, and to do that, I think I would like to kick off with a slide just showing you very clearly that the starting point for us is the 8 lifelong learning competencies, of which entrepreneurship is one. The 8 competences, all of them actually combine 3 key elements: knowledge, skills, and attitudes. And in regard to EntreComp, then we see that the elaboration of entrepreneurship competences is enabling a free and flexible reference framework that can adapt to support development and understanding of entrepreneurial competences in any settings. But as it is implemented, the 15 competencies are focusing on key three, four areas: ideas and opportunities, resources, and into action. For my presentation today, I would like to raise three core questions. One is the first experience we have had with implementation of EntreComp in the UWOMI project. The second is just flashing up some of the other projects as EntreComp, after our first implementation, practically exploded among the use of the members of ECWT. And last but not least, I would like to focus on how we have thought when the pandemics broke out, and in what way we believe we can contribute to rebuilding the economy of the post-COVID era, also with dynamic use of EntreComp. So let's start with the first agenda, women entrepreneurs inspired by EntreComp, and how we experienced the very first project and how we built on it. As I believe most of you know, the guidebook of EntreComp and use it probably like us, more like a Bible. I would like to mention in this context that the WAR project is this T29, UWOMI. It's a project that ECWT ran between 2015 and 2017 under the heading, "We are women, we are dreamers, and we are what we want to be." So it was Erasmus Plus funded, and the project supported women to understand and take advantage of ICT, to develop new tools to empower women to integrate digital competencies with and combine it with the innovative use of EntreComp. The project provided a learning, virtual collaboration and networking opportunities to develop entrepreneurial skills, and was led by the UK organization called the Women's Organization, whom I'm sure several of you not just know, but also collaborate with. And I would like to say that if we are honest, then we have to admit that what we learned in war was that you really need an English native speaker as a project lead partner to implement a framework solution like EntreComp and also DIGComp. Why do I say this? I say this because I think that if we want to dissecate things, if we want to understand the nuances, if we want to understand what it really means to be entrepreneurial, and how to create value, how to create a progression model for your specific area, how to increase the level of complexity and autonomy, how to define a learning outcome for each stage, then you have to have the guidance of someone who is really at home in this very complicated area. If we look at the deliverables that the project Uomi has delivered, then I think there are two key takeaways which are still relevant and can be really used in a hands-on way by not women, but practically by all who want to start up their business. And these two tools were 21st Century Skills Handbook and Crowdfunding Handbook. The 21st Century Skills Handbook raises three questions. What are the 21st century skills needed to be successful? Why they are important and how they can be acquired and developed. And what we actually did was step by step follow through the EntreComp framework. So frankly speaking, based on survey which we was answered by almost 500 women from all around Europe, we could draw the conclusions that the key skills are self-awareness, dreaming and imaging, innovating, enterprising, learning, questioning and challenging, experimenting and negotiating. And for this, we then developed different tools which were then combined with skills and gap tests, case studies, and last but not least, hints, tips, and exercises on how to develop these skills. The other handbook we developed based on EntreComp was the Crowdfunding Handbook. And also here, we simply followed through step by step the framework and started off with the definition of crowdfunding, developed the pros and cons of crowdfunding, then follow through the different steps of crowdfunding, and investigated the crowdfunding environment in Europe. Thereafter, we looked at use cases and identified a number of good examples that personally I believe are just as handy tools 5 years after the project had ended. And last but not least, we also targeted transformation. So enabling those who read this document today, the links between policy and practical implementation, or drawing on lessons from monitoring and evaluating practices. After this initial project, we understood that actually this is just the first step for us, and we moved on to another project led by the women's organization. This is the Digital Innovation for Growth Academy, where we actually focused more on the research element and looked more closely at combining EntreComp and DigComp. And here, again, we followed the thinking of the EntreComp framework and identified 5 modules: enhancing digital awareness and knowledge, the role and use of digital technologies and their benefits to business, making digital delivery for startups of SMEs, then enabling and supporting the development of an entrepreneurial digital strategy, and last but not least, designing integrated digital competence entrepreneur support and programs. And actually the full material, as in a similar way as you do it in EntreComp project, we share this freely and provide the lectures, the videos, the case studies, and all the learning document free of charge and online. After this project, we thought that we can make more ambitious plans, and this meant for us the taking a huge step actually to share our EntreComp practices with other key stakeholders in a regional context. And in the framework of women entrepreneurs in STEM, or the WISE project, this was led by OMAG Enterprise, so again an English native speaker, which really was very motivational and inspirational in developing the key tools within the project. We not just or let's say before even building these stakeholder alliances, we first collected European and global best practices of good examples of partnerships, training materials, skill competences and knowledge, policies and government interventions, and how supporting ecosystems for entrepreneurship can work together in the very best way. And we have, as you can also access through internet, a data bank of now more than 130 good examples from Europe and globally. And based on these huge materials, we started to build our ecosystems in UK, in Ireland, in Norway, and in Germany. And then implementing the EntreComp in these areas meant actually building or developing STEM curricula and open educational resources, based on which we trained a number of girls in every region. We also managed to convince the stakeholders to offer traineeships to the young women who had been trained. And these then resulted in a placement framework that is forming the basis of new jobs in the regions involved. So overall, I would say full scale implementation of EntreComp, and we are very keen to share practices of this, which you can find under stementrepreneurs.eu. Then, after this project, we followed up with a different, focusing on a different region, and this was in fact also including Spain. And in the framework of the ATIC project, we penetrated more how EntreComp implementation can help us to identify role models and good examples for finding inspirational cases in Spain, and it was also once again Norway and Romania. I didn't include in my presentation. I would just like to mention that after finishing the ATIC project, we succeeded in launching a project now which is a step higher, a Knowledge Alliance project, focusing on women in regional inclusive ecosystems, led by the University of Münster. And here we also scaled up the project and will deliver it in a larger number of participating countries. But, life is a bit more complicated than just stepping from one project to the other and implementing the EntreComp in different contexts. So we then ended the ATIC in February 2020, and woke up one day with the pandemics. And the question is then, how does this influence women in STEM in the European ecosystem, and how can all the work we have implemented throughout the years be continued under this very new situation? And it was in that context that actually we were approached by a Polish organization which was planning to run a project with EEA funding around the theme of how to integrate people with a migrant background into the Polish society and the Polish economy. And then I would maybe like to mention that in Norway, we actually have an organization called National Competence Center for Multicultural Value Creation. And this has, with the rapidly increasing migrant waves in Europe, has received very strong attention also from OECD, because they see all women and also people with migrant background as a real resource for incorporating them in the growth generation of the society and in entrepreneurship. So together with this organization and a Dutch partner, we actually submitted an application in 2019 to the EEA grants to see how we could also work with EntreComp towards this special target group. And it was submitted with very short notice, so we weren't even sure that this would be approved. But then suddenly in February 2020, we were informed that the application has been approved. And when we started to sit down with our new partnership to launch this project, we suddenly realized that actually we have to look at the whole problem around the implementation of EntreComp also from a different angle. And in this context, I would actually like to quote Peter Drucker, the father of post-war management thinking, because he said at one point that the greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence itself, but the greatest danger is to act with yesterday's logic. And this I find really relevant today, because as we see it, we believe that what we have started to do now is to try to decompose the problem, to find a framework that has to be customized to the new situation, and then to compose the solution and to implement it in our area. So I would like to show my final slides and share with you an experience that we have started to work on now. And this is actually to bring together the 4 key players of the labor market in the regions. So we believe that for this post-COVID economy and for working with the entrepreneurship and the employment agenda, we really need to have a new approach for collaboration. And this is what we call a holistic approach. So based on actually it's an existing platform and a mobile application that we are experimenting with now, and it seems that it is very scalable and has attracted a lot of interest from OECD or just to mention another organization, World Bank, because this would enable, this enables in reality to bring together the region, the employers, the education actors, and first and foremost, based on the needs of the individual and the skills and the passion and the competencies of the individual. As my time is already, I think, coming very close to an end, I would like to say that what we envisage is a possibility to integrate into this also an implementation of EntreComp. And this would mean that entrepreneurial people who want to launch their businesses in view of contributing to the recovery plans in the regions in different parts of Europe would have possibility to actually be part of a double match. So their ideas and their entrepreneurial initiatives would match both the needs of the region and the employers, if they are not their own employers, and enable them to run their own businesses, also integrating everything that we have yearned to utilize through the EntreComp framework. So I would hereby like to say that I hope you got a glimpse of how from a single use of the EntreComp framework by step by step discovering the new implementations and realization of the EntreComp framework, you also have an opening for using EntreComp in a way which is more scalable. I mean, not just individual projects, but more focusing on implementations that feed into the regional growth generations. Having said this, I think what ECWT would like to invite to is also a follow-up discussion if you are interested, and also some reflections which we could make together around using the EntreComp framework, how to integrate this with big data analysis, or how to jointly identify new usabilities for micro entrepreneurs all around Europe. I think this is my initial input for today. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer that. And once again, I would like to thank you for enabling me to share some thoughts around our experiences with EntreComp.
Many thanks, Eva, for your presentation. You have talked about so many interesting projects that probably I guess that most of participants, and even me, I mean, I would like to go deep through most of them. But since we do not have much time, I guess that we can just leave some questions, so I mean, for later. And I would like just to highlight one expression is that EntreComp is not a useful tool only for at school and for young people, but also for lifelong learning. And that it will help us to challenge or to face the new challenges and to combine the technology competencies with the human skills. So I guess EntreComp will last for well, forever, I would say, if we are able to use it properly. So many thanks, Eva, for your presentation. And I guess that we can't ask you some questions later. But now
Thank you.
I would like to introduce my colleague, Marta Diaz. She works in the Spain Chamber. She's been working with European social funds for many years, and quite a years. No, she looks young, but she's very experienced. And she has a large know-how on how to use European funding to support entrepreneurship, and particularly women entrepreneurship. So when you want to, Marta, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen, and good morning, everyone. Well, as Carmen said, I'm grateful to be here to participate in this event that encourages entrepreneurship women. I will share my screen. I don't know if anyone can confirm if you can see it. Yes? Okay. So, well, as Carmen said, I work as a European Social Fund project manager in the Spanish Chamber of Commerce, and I coordinate this specific program that we have to support businesswomen and also women entrepreneurship. I see some colleagues here from our local chambers that are in the event. So there are the main ones that work with this program. My presentation will be short, so we don't have enough time, but well, I hope you enjoy it. So since 2001, the Spanish Chamber of Commerce developed this program that is financed by the European Social Fund and also the Women's Institute in Spain. From this program, we offer business advice to female entrepreneurs and business owners at any stage of their business project, but also we offer support in terms of consolidating and modernizing their businesses. We have different objectives to achieve in the framework of this program. The main ones are to promote equal opportunities among women and men, and also to raise women awareness towards self-employment, which is the main topic that we are talking today in this event, and that we believe they are basic in order to promote women entrepreneurship. So we offer different kind of services, as I said, through the work that local chambers offer. We offer information and business advice, general in terms of social and economic matters, labor legislation, business projects. We also offer different kind of actions in order to promote and disseminate our program and what we do, but also training in different topics, but related with entrepreneurship according to the demand of the women of the local chamber. And also, among others, access to finance with advantage conditions. We have presence in more than 40 local chambers around Spain, which give us the opportunity to reach a huge number of beneficiaries. And also we have presence online through our special advisory service that we have, not only presence through our local chambers, but also online, as I said. So this is a huge advantage that we offer, and that lead us to be a reference in the support of business owners and women in this field. As I said before, we offer access to finance with advantage conditions thanks to a collaboration we have with the Women's Institute and Microbank. Any women that may have the need to invest in order to create a business or to consolidate it can access to a loan of up to 25,000 euros without guarantees. It's a very special product, and with specific conditions for those local chambers, well, for those women who access to local chambers. According to the advisory service that we offer online, with this service we aim to bring together entrepreneurship and technologies and new technologies. We offer 24/7 advisory with a group of experts, monthly newsletters, and publication information on news that may be of interest of the beneficiaries. Every year we receive more than 15,000 queries, so it is a huge success. And the program is developing since 2001, so this online advisory service, more or less more than 50 years, it's been functioning. So to finish with the presentation of the program, I would like to highlight some figures. Since 2001, we have attended more than 190,000 women. And thanks to the collaboration that local chambers made with women, they have helped to create more than 39,000 companies. The average women that we attend to good practices. There are 2 women that have participated in the. Everyone can hear me okay? Because internet said that it's not stable. Yes. So the first one is the first multidisciplinary veterinary hospital in the northwest of Spain. They offer not only different disciplines for animals, but also continuous training. We believe that this is a good practice in the framework of the program that I'm presenting, because the usual sectors or activities that are developing in the framework of the program are small businesses, such as restaurants or small shops. So this is innovative company that has been created through the work that local chambers support to these women. And the other one is a company from Zamora that customized bags with Lego pieces. These women import raw material from China, and it has different sell points in Spain, but also internationally, thanks to a collaboration with different influencers. This is also a good practice because not all business that are created in the framework of the program, as I said before, are locally expanded, as I said. So we believe it is a very good example to show. I would like to say also that we are developing a pilot with the collaboration of the Ministry of Education. We are developing a few videos to promote STEAM vocations. These videos can be checked in our YouTube channel or in this link that I can copy on the chat if you would like to check it, even though they are in Spanish. So with these videos, we want to promote STEAM vocations among students, female students, in order to improve and to have a higher presence of women in STEAM vocations. We believe it is a great initiative, and we have selected more than six women that has been, even though they were studying or they are working in something related with STEAM vocations. So far, this is my presentation. I hope everyone enjoyed. If anyone has any question, can put it on the chat. And thank you, everyone.
Many thanks, Marta, for your presentation. I think that you have been able to present in just some minutes, in a few minutes, a very wide and comprehensive program. And yes, as you said, well, we remain in the Spain Chamber at disposal of any participants if they want to know more about all the parts of the program and all the different supports that the program offers them. Thank you, Marta. Thank you. So, can you hear me? Yes?
Yes, Carmen, thank you. I think we can pick up some questions from the chat. Maybe give the floor to Eva once again to reply to the question of Annabelle. That is where it is. Well, how regions can be involved in this. And then we have also a question for Marta. Those were fantastic success rates for startup business, Marta. 85% still running after 3 years. I would like to be curious if you know how that compares to the national average.
Well, we are talking about the survival rate for women, for business created by women. This is a specific program for women. So the national average for women, the survival rate national average for women is more or less the same as we can experience through the program. And we have to say that is less than men. Women, I mean, the survival rate of a business led by a man is higher than the one that is led by a woman. I don't know if I answered correctly your question.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Marta. Eva?
Yes, I'm not sure because I had some dropouts too. The question is, in what regions we have tested this lost solution, or it has? Is that the question, or what is the question? If you could kindly repeat it.
So the question is, would you like? Annabelle would like to know in which way regions can be involved.
Okay, but I think number one is getting more information about this way of thinking and new approach that we have in mind, that we are very open to share in any kind of follow-up discussion. So if you contact us in ECWT, we can do that. I can mention that at present we will be testing in Poland, and there is ongoing testing, for example, in the Ukraine, in outside Europe, in South Africa, and hopefully also very soon starting, for example, in Malawi. So the battlefield is very broad, but we can discuss this and open up practically for any region.
Thank you. Now, Greta, if I may ask, I have a question for Eva. Is regarding the project that you are developing with the Polish and the Dutch people, and related to how you are going to use EntreComp and the quadruple helix. So my question is, do you think that scientific people will consider EntreComp soft skills useful? Do you think that now they are more open, or since they are scientific, they they prefer just to work with, you know, well, approved data or specific parameters? Thank you.
I would like to say that in preparing for our discussion today, the researchers that are involved in the project have looked at, they just had an initial, let's say, thinking around the possibilities of working with EntreComp in this context, and in the Smart Bio solutions, 36 competencies are divided into 4 families. So practically 9 within personal, 9 in interpersonal, 8 in problem analysis and problem solving, and 10 in leadership and taking initiative. And actually, some of or several of the EntreComp competencies are totally adjustable or implementable within the solution already as it is functioning today. So the difference, I would say, it would make to use EntreComp as it is used today, or based on an application that is incorporating artificial intelligence services, it would be in reality that all users on EntreComp would be automatically matched with both work opportunities, but also personal learning advice relevant to entrepreneurs. And this would mean that they could position themselves and their business in a regional context in a better way. But this is just, you know, a first glance. And I think EntreComp has such a broad and deep community that it is really up to us to see if we can identify the whole inventory of matches between implementation and the use of EntreComp. So this is sort of, you know, what would I say, a wild idea born in the middle of the pandemics.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Eva. I think that what you have explained about also the smart view will be very useful. But I only one last question regarding this smart view. Are you going to test them with group of entrepreneurs or among academies or universities?
No, you know, actually, when we test with players from all the 4 key stakeholder groups. So frankly speaking, we are in the implementation of the project with the Polish and the Dutch, looking at people with migrant background who want to start a business or run a business or offer their services to regional players with a possibility to get upskilling and reskilling and to find a job for themselves.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I can see there's no question in the chat. If you would like to ask for some question to Eva and Marta, I remember you that you can use the Q&A session or the chat. I think there's also the possibility to raise your hand. So as we have some minutes, we can give you the floor. So please go ahead. Well, everything was clear, it seems, apparently. So thank you so much to all of you for joining the session. You can follow EntreComp activities in the web page that is here in the chat, and please join our communities. I would like to thank Carmen for organizing the event, and Marta and Eva for their great speeches and good practices. I hope to see you soon at the next open space. Thank you so much and enjoy your day.
Thank you,
everyone.
Greta. Thanks.
Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Carmen, so much once again. And thank you, Greta, and your Shamba.
Thanks so much to you too. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.